Hey thirsty souls. It is 1 in the morning. I'm exhausted, but I'm so inspired right now because it's my father's birthday and I love my father more than anything in the world besides my mother and my siblings. My only wish for everyone is that they can get to know him personally because I don't think it's possible to come in contact with him and him not change your life in some way. He's just, I know I'm biased, but it's true. First of all, we have to, and it's already almost Wednesday, and we didn't do the Parsha yet. And in this week's Parsha, first of all, Yaakov falls in love with Rachel and he kisses her and they're not married yet. Scandalous. It's so romantic. But there's, okay, what I really want to get at though is that in this week's Parsha, the Jewish nation is coming to life. The 12 tribes are being born and raised, and it's the formation of the Jewish people who last forever, and we have to get into it. It's already Wednesday tomorrow. I have to get through this. But talking about Sex and the City, because I grew up, well, really in my teenage years up until like a month ago. I'm kidding. Probably like last year. I still like the show, but I used to love this show, and I used to think Carrie Bradshaw was like superwoman, and I just thought she was so cool. And I know it's just a show, and before I did this video I was kind of insecure. I was like, ugh, maybe this isn't really, like, it's kind of stupid to talk about. It's just a show. Nothing is ever just anything. This show was a hit. It was a blockbuster, and there's a reason. It was because so many women related to it. It was supposed to be a reflection and a representation of the modern female who has a career and is independent. There are so many things, but we're gonna focus on one thing now that so agitate me and drive me crazy. And we're gonna get to why I'm bringing this up in a second, because I found this article in the New York Times that literally made my blood boil, and I'll tell you in a minute. But basically, there's this super independent, strong, cool, funny, amazing woman named Carrie Bradshaw. And she is like super high power, super smart writer. She writes a column in a magazine or a newspaper every week. And there's this one man named Mr. Big who drives her nuts, who makes her weak, who chips away at her confidence, who is like a drug. She is like strong in every way besides this one man. And he's a narcissist. He is selfish. He cannot put anyone's feelings before his own. And for 10 years, she is strung along by the biggest narcissist bad boy in the world. And she is tortured by him. She is brought to the brink of insanity by him. He makes her feel tiny, tiny, so small and insignificant. She breaks all of her morals for him. She dishonors and disrespects herself for him. And this man, Mr. Big, turns Carrie into a child. She becomes this big around him, and he breaks down her confidence, and he chips away at her sense of self and her sense of being. He is that bad boy that is like, gives himself a little bit but pulls back so you can never really have him, and he becomes like a drug for her. And this drives me crazy. And I know I'm getting really revved up and fired up about a TV show, but Thirsty Souls, this is not just a TV show. This is millions and billions of women who are dealing with this. And I'm so sick of women going into relationships and coming out half of the woman that they started out as. And this, I think, is, I don't want to call it a fatal flaw, but this is something that so many women deal with. So many women and girls come to the brink of insanity where there is nothing they can think of besides this guy. He is like, they have dreams about him and they think about him and they breathe him, and like their whole life is this guy. What bothers me the most is that after 10 years of Mr. Big torturing Carrie, he is like a changed man. And after 10 years of trampling on her feelings and destroying her life, he turns around because he has no life, and all of a sudden he's like Mr. Perfect, and they get married. That usually doesn't happen. And if you're watching this video and you know a bad boy who turned around, who was super, super cruel to someone and drove them crazy for years and was insensitive and not caring and selfish and narcissistic and self-centered, but all of a sudden they became Mr. Perfect, and God bless you. That's the exception to the rule. That is not the rule. So many women build fantasies in their minds like, oh my God, he's gonna change. I could fix him. I could do this. It's not gonna happen. You don't need to fix anyone. This man is undeserving of you. Usually women, when they try to fix someone, they come out of a relationship and they waste their time, which is so precious, and they come out of a relationship like 10 years later, like, oh my God, I just wasted 10 years of my life. But not in Sex and the City. All of a sudden he's a changed man, and he is like the perfect husband. That's not fair to teach women that lesson. That doesn't happen. Now, the reason I'm so mad, and it's 1 a.m. and I have to go to sleep, and I'm actually falling asleep, but I just love my dad so much, so I'm on a high. Bothering me so much is that I saw this article in the New York Times about Candace Bushnell. I think it's how you say her name, Bushnell, I'm not sure. She was the creator of Sex and the City, and she wrote, at 60, older, wiser, and more fearful, Bushnell says, while nice didn't matter so much in one's 20s and 30s, now it is about the best quality a person can have. That's so unfair. I just, I can't, thirsty souls. If I can tell you, I just value women so much. It hurts me so deeply. I cannot describe it. I literally don't have words to describe how hurt I get when I see women dating these bad boys who are so undeserving in every way. I don't understand it. I sometimes wonder what the answer is. Like, is the answer educating women about how they should respect themselves, or educating men on how to respect women? I don't know, and I think the answer is both, but like, where do I start? Where do we start? I know people have already started, but I don't know. So anyways, good night. I'll see you next time, and stay thirsty.